Hey YouTube, this is Jen, your Pudgy Picker. Got a quick video for you. I've been hinting about what's going on with my antique booth. Just sitting here at the desk, getting some work done, watching some YouTube videos, watching Thrifty Business with Jay and Nay 13. I missed it. I had a mandatory meeting at the school on Thursday, so I couldn't be there. Excuse me. So, I wanted to let you know what's going on. I've been hinting there's something up with my antique booth, and I have a confession to make. I've been keeping something from you. My sister and I, we had the double booth, in an antique mall, and we closed and we're out at the end of June. So don't panic. Excuse me. I am opening another antique booth. Some things came into play when deciding to close. We had a double space, so that is 200 square feet that we had to keep filled, because when you are paying rent, you want it full. You want it to be, packed with stuff to continually be bringing in items, new items. You want to keep it fresh, you want to keep it new, and stocking a 200 square foot space took a lot. I don't know what's up with my throat today, I apologize. So, I believe I started to feel like my quality was slipping a little bit. Quantity was becoming a little bit too important over quantity. That was one factor. Another reason, and I've mentioned it, and if you've been watching me a while, you've seen my mom. Hi, Mom, if you're watching this video. My mom, I wouldn't say her health is bad, but she is bedridden, has been since December, and the amount of time and energy that it takes to take care of Mom and to not leave her alone has been difficult. My mom and sister live together, and my nephew also lives there, my sister's son, and one has to be home at all times. My son, or my nephew, didn't have a job for a while. He has a job now. So he's working more. My mom can't be left alone. The work days for the full double booth was 4 days. So that got to be a lot. Now that's just 4 actual physical work days of being in the building. That didn't include stocking and straightening and repricing and moving stuff around and maintenance and all that stuff. So that accounted for a lot of time as well. And Mom is number one. So Mom comes first. Remember that, kids? Moms come first. So between those factors, and also for me, not so for my sister, she's 5 minutes away from where we were. I am a half an hour away from the booth, the antique booth we were at. So that's a half an hour there and half an hour back. So it was more difficult, sorry, for me to just pop out there, straighten up, look how things are doing, look around, do whatever. It was like, if it was an hour driving time, then it was a planned thing. So that became more difficult, because the person who could pop out there quicker didn't necessarily have the time to pop out there quickly. So that became an issue. We had another antique mall open. It is about less than 15 minutes from my house. It's about 20 minutes away from my sister. So it's very close to being in the center of her and me. So better for me, better for her because of the work days. The rent is more per month at the new place, but me figuring stuff out the way I do, I sat down with a pen and paper and figured out how much the rent is per hour. Now, the reason I did that is because the new place is open one extra day and an extra hour per day. So the rent was more per month, but it was open longer and one more day. So what I did is I figured it out, because I'm like, that's comparing apples and oranges if I don't figure out how much it is per hour. So I did that, and the difference is 1 penny. I was shocked. The new place is 1 penny more per hour. So that jived. The area the new place is located at is a very accessible area. It's very close to the freeway, but it has a lot of drive-by traffic. It is in a plaza with other businesses, such as, I don't know if you're familiar with Gabriel Brothers, but they do, it's like a big clothing store. There's a Dollar Tree right next door. I think there's a restaurant there. There's a workout place. There's a whole bunch of other places there. So it is a much better drive-by location than the other place used to be. The old place, we were paying rent, and we also had to choose a percentage of our sales that was kept by the co-op, by the antique mall, and it was 25%. It had been 20% for a while. My sister and I were marking things accordingly when we went to sell things, but when it went up to 25%, that really started to really pinch on our profits. But hey, when you own a business, you make decisions, you decide how things are going to go, and that was a decision that they made, and we had to make a decision what was best for us. Also, if someone uses a credit card while they're purchasing items at the old antique mall, it is, they charge us as vendors 5%. So that was an additional cost. Most places will do that, so that's standard. New place, rent 1 penny more an hour. The percentage they are taking is 10%. And the credit cards, if someone uses a credit card, they take 3%, not 5%. So there was a lot of factors that figured in to comparing the two places. Plus, did we want to downsize? Did we want to go to a full booth rather than a double booth? The new place, we are going to be in a full booth. So we're cutting it in half, but I think our quality is definitely going to go up. I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to talk to you about. What else? Oh, the new place opened in middle of April. I think it was middle or end of April. We were still at our antique mall, the Double Space. We were debating whether to go to the new one or wait. So we kind of just waited for a while. I'm not one to, when it comes to business, to just say, that's it, let's do this, let's do that, let's jump, let's move. Didn't want to do that. My sister and I toyed with the idea of having a small space in the new place and to keep the old place. And that would have been 5 work days, 2 separate locations, essentially 3 booths to fill. Or even if we would have got a half booth at the new place, that would have been 2.5. And I was like, I couldn't do it. When I do something, I want to do a really good job. I want to give it 100%. And I didn't think that I could do that between 2 places. That was just asking too much. So we decided, well, maybe we should wait. So we put there was, at that time, the new place had filled up before it even opened. Of course, they were getting things ready and getting the walls up and all that. And it was sold out before it opened. So that was very good for them. I was very happy, very pleased. That spoke well of how it was going to go. So at that time, we were contemplating a half a booth. They did not have a full booth. And we said, at this point, why don't you just put us on a waiting list for a full booth? We were literally at the top of the list. Put us on for a full booth. And when that time rolls around, when they give us the call and say, hey, there's a space available, we'll make a decision at that point. So that's what we did. So in the meantime, we were deciding what we were going to do as far as staying at the old place, because the reasons why we were going to leave there in the first place still existed. Extra work days, the extra percentage, keeping it stocked, distance for me, all of that stuff was still an ongoing problem. So we decided probably the middle to end of May we were going to leave. That way, my sister would get a chance to get herself into a better schedule. We could both take the summer off. I could work on acquiring items so that we would have a fresh presence when we did start. Had no idea how long it was going to take. I mean, it's a new place. You don't know how long people are going to stick in there. You don't know how long, because essentially you're waiting for someone else to leave. I told my husband, I said, it's kind of like being on the heart transplant list. You're really excited when you get that call, but it means the death of another business, so I mean, I kind of, it's one of those things. I don't know if that's a weird way to describe it, but that's what it was. We were waiting. Also, the new place and the old place have the rule that if you are established there and you want a bigger space or you want a second space, you are top priority on the list than outside people who haven't been in there yet. So there were some people who left, pardon my English, and they left, but someone else wanted a space. They wanted a different spot in the store. By the way, the store is half the size of the old place, the new place is. So, long story short, it's probably too late for that at 12 minutes and 25 seconds. But we got the call. This person was going to be out at the end of August, which is shortly. And it was a full booth. So we went in, looked. Painting is fine, don't have to paint. Part of the store is carpeted, part of the store is tile. Our spot was carpeted. That was a plus. The vendor number of the person leaving is the same vendor number as my sister had in the old booth, so she doesn't have to reprice her stuff. Isn't that weird? That's like Twilight Zone weird that it's perfect the way it worked out. Her and I have two separate numbers. That's not an issue in the new place. That's how we keep our stuff straight. So I guess it is, we're looking forward to getting into the new place. I want to show it to you. I want to show you, how we move in, how it goes. Kind of a fresh start, It's kind of cool. So it'll be kind of neat to see a new place, see how it goes. Like I said, we're about 20 to 25 minutes between the old and the new spot. There are a few vendors who were in the old place who are now in the new place, so I've talked to them. Want to talk to them more, what's sold out there, what's not selling here, what's not selling out there, what's selling in the new place. So, the demographics of people who are shopping there are totally different than the old place. I've already heard that certain items such as primitives, the style primitive, does not sell in the new place. I don't really have any primitive stuff, so that's okay for me, I guess. We'll be, questioning, checking, seeing how it's going, finding out, like I said, what sells, what doesn't sell, because, we know our game in the old place, new place, we're going to have a little bit of a learning curve. Not so much like the first place. I mean, we have all of our display stuff. We've already pretty much know how it's going to go in. So we're just going to, go in, sweep the carpet, put our stuff in where we want it, and just start bringing stuff in. So we are much more knowledgeable this time around than the last time, which is great. But, it's a learning curve all over again. So Kim and I will get back to doing our videos on the booths and what sells, what doesn't sell. That's something I know people enjoyed, and I really want to get back to that. Interview the owner if I can twist his arm to get him to do that. We'll see. So, I really wanted to tell you guys that and let you know. So I've kind of been keeping it under my hat for a while because I thought, I didn't know when that call was going to come. It could have been next year. I kept telling Kim when we talked about it, I said, the perfect timing for this would be the beginning of September. And it's like, it worked out that way. So very happy. So I know I've droned on. If you're still with me, I appreciate it. Wanted to give you a heads up as to what's going on in Pudgy Picker World. It's always something. So that's it. I will show you the new place as soon as I get in there. In a couple of days, I'm going to go in and see if she's out, the other vendor. We'll see when we can get in there. So that's my update. I will see you next time. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up. I know I talked a lot. I tend to ramble. But I wanted to give you the full story. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. That would be great. Let me know what you want to see. What do you want to see of me going into the new booth? You want to see it bare bones and then see the progression of it? Let me know what you want to see. And also subscribe if you haven't already. Usually I'm doing haul videos, so this is unusual for me to be sitting here in front of the camera talking. Don't have any makeup on today because I tell you the allergies just been kicking my butt. So I'm sure it's that way wherever you are. So that's it. Get out there, find some good stuff while the season's dwindling in my area. If you're somewhere warm all year round, you lucky dog, keep out there. Keep finding those garage sales. And until next time, happy picking. Bye.